Hello, everyone. I know that one of the things that we have always loved to do in class is to be able to check out our cool weekly readers that are like those magazines that give us a little bit of information on different things we're learning about. So I thought that it would be fun for us today to do one of our magazines, but just do it online. And so this one is talking about spring flowers and different things that you might see in the spring. And so I'm so excited to read it with you today, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's find out. My weekly reader. If you see a spring flower, you might bend down to sniff it. If you remember, we normally look at each of the boxes on the top first. So I want you to look at the purple box. I want you to repeat after me. If you bend down to sniff the flower, you might see a worm on the ground. Great job. Now we're going to read from the yellow box. Repeat after me. If a worm is on the ground, a bird might hop over and snatch it up. Oh my goodness, that bird wants to eat that worm for its food. Okay, next the green box. If a bird snatches up the worm, it might fly to its nest and feed its chicks. And finally, our pink box. If you look up to see it feed its chicks, you might see more spring flowers. If you see the spring flowers, give yourself a pat on the back. And in our blue box here at the bottom, it says big word is bloom. In spring, flowers bloom. That means they grow and open up. Here are some of the first flowers to bloom in the spring. The first flower, this yellow flower, is called a daffodil. The purple flower in the middle is called a crocus. And the pink flower at the end is a tulip. And right next to those flowers is a bird, and it says, "Oh, I hear my chicks peeping. They must be hungry. Can you peep like chicks? Can you peep like baby birds?" And at the end of our magazine, it says, say it, spell it, write it. Say the name of the picture. Color the letters to spell it. Then write the word. We colored the first letter for you. Hint, the words are in the magazine. Each word has 4 letters. So the very first picture is a picture of what? If you said bird, you were right. So they have already colored in the letter B for us, but now it's our turn. We have to also color in the I, the R, and the D. And now we've spelled bird. And then my job would be to write it. So I wrote it on the line. What is the next picture? If you said worm, great job. So now we have to color in the W, the O, the R, and the M. And then we write it on the line. Now this next one is a little tricky because there's 2 pictures in one, but I am looking at what the arrow is pointing at. And what is the arrow pointing to? His nest, you're right. So we're going to spell the word nest. And we know that nest starts with an N, and then it has an E, and then an S, and then a T, and then I write it on the line. And our last picture we have is a bonus picture. This word that we're going to be spelling out has 5 letters in it. And even though this is a picture of a tulip, we're not going to be spelling out the word tulip. We're going to be spelling out the new word that this magazine talked about, which is the word bloom. So we know that bloom starts with the letter B, and then an L, and then an O, and another O, and letter M. And then I'll write it on the line. So if you are wanting to do this on your own, I'm going to put this on Google Classroom so that your grown-up, if they want, can print this side of the paper out. Or if you want to use just a regular piece of paper, you could also write the words on your own piece of paper that you have just at your house. Talk to your grown-up about other things that you see during the springtime. Thanks for reading this magazine with me. Bye-bye.